Perfect. Thank you, Jane. And thank you all for being on tonight. And I hope wherever you are, you guys are doing well. You're safe, you're healthy, and you're enjoying your business with Nu Skin. This is the best business opportunity that there is out there. And I think it's even more so today because of everything that we have going on. Tonight, I want to talk with you a little bit about the direction of where we're going and what's going to be happening over the next 6 months. And I hope that by the end of the call, you're thinking, oh my gosh, how do I get prepared? What do I need to do now to be ready for what's coming? And so I want to talk at the end of the call things that you guys can do. And I want to hear from you specifically on what you can do for the Chinese community to help prepare things and start the conversation right now to be educating your teams, your organizations, your customers. Because I know when we talk about organizations, this team, the Chinese team, is the best when it comes to the science and talking about the science behind the products. You guys know this better than anyone else. And so tonight I want to talk about the reason why we're going the direction that we're going. And really, in high level terms, what is the science behind the direction for this new innovation that we have at Nu Skin? So get ready. Here we go. It was funny. The other day I saw on social media, there was an ad, or not an ad, it was an article that somebody posted that said that 50% of the world's population 50% of the world's population will be type 2 diabetic by 2030. Now, in the comments, I want to see your reaction to that. 50% of the world's population will be diabetic, type 2 diabetic by the year 2030. What do you think about that? I want to see in the comments. So I actually last night got on and I was like, is that true? Is that true? Like, is that the direction that we're headed? And so I did a little bit of searching, and it was in June. That's right. June says it's a huge market for wellness. Shocking, including kids. Well, I don't know, potentially, but 50%. So I wanted to see, is this true? So I got on and started doing a little bit of research, and I found that it's not true. Okay. Right now, about 10% of the world's population is type 2 diabetic, 10%. But if you think about 8 billion people across the globe, we're talking about 800 million people that have type 2 diabetes. Okay. And by the year 2030, it's projected that that will get up to 12%. Okay. And so as you start to think about where type 2 diabetes is coming from, this is kind of like modern day diseases that we're dealing with in our society. That stems from lifestyle, it stems from what we're eating and the food that we're eating. And in the developed markets, it's not necessarily a problem of getting enough food. It's a problem of eating too much food, and it's a problem of making sure that we're eating the right things. So the truth is, when there will be I'm going to share my screen on a couple of these things, but you guys are getting this raw and fresh, so I haven't developed the PowerPoint yet, but I'm going to share with you just basically what we'll be putting in future PowerPoints for this. So when we look at the modern lifestyle, there's a lot of stressors that cause us to be progressing towards this disease state, okay? And I'm going to be sharing with you guys just off the record, this is not a compliance training. This is not a compliant training. I'm just talking about kind of the current state of things. So there's a lot of things in our lives that are pushing this direction. One, the quality and quantity of our food. Okay, we're eating more and not healthy things, more not healthy things, more bad things for us than we ever have throughout the history of humans. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we're stressed. And we know that when we're when we're stressed, our oxidative stress on our bodies is higher. That means our bodies are creating free radicals. So we're using up like the good things in our tissues, those antioxidants, to fight off this stress, and it's creating free radicals, okay? And the antioxidants are what neutralize those free radicals. So stress is at an all-time high. Sleep is another way that we deal with this oxidative stress, and that's at an all-time high. or excuse me, we're not sleeping enough. Okay. I want to see in the comments though from you guys how many of you are actually sleeping 6 to 8 hours a night. Show me in the comments how many of you guys are. Just give me a raise of the hand. How many of you guys are sleeping 6 to 8 hours a night? Because for most people, we're not getting enough sleep. Um, 5 hours, Yuting, that's great. But for the most part, if in developed countries we're not getting enough sleep, we're incredibly stressed. The food, oh my gosh, Robert, 8 to 9 hours. Congratulations. The food that we eat is even having an increased percentage of our diet that's coming from simple carbohydrates, from sugars, sweeteners. That also increases oxidative stress on our body. 5 to 7 hours, 6 hours, Jane. That's good. The more sleep that we can get, the more that our body's able to repair. The other thing that increases oxidative stress on our body is when our immune system is out of whack. So if your immune system is fighting things off, you'll see that your level of antioxidants, of carotenoids, will drop. So you've got sickness, you've got sleep, if you're not sleeping enough. If you exercise a lot, you will have an increase in oxidative stress. So these are some of the things that are causing oxidative stress. Now, I went and I looked at it because I wanted to know, this is oxidative stress. These are some of the things that we're dealing with. I wanted to know what a diet high in antioxidants, what that would look like. So I went to ChatGPT, one of our friends, and I just typed in, I said, what is a diet high? What's the benefit of having a diet high in antioxidants? And so I'm just going to share my screen real quick. This is what it said. A diet high in antioxidants offers a wide range of benefits for overall health, disease prevention, and aging. Antioxidants are compounds that protect your cells from oxidative stress caused by free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells, damage protein, and damage DNA. So if we were to look at the top benefits for having a diet that's high in antioxidants, one, reduces inflammation. Okay. Antioxidants like polyphenols, flavonoids, and carotenoids, those help calm chronic inflammation. Okay. They help reduce the risk of diseases like arthritis, asthma, metabolic syndrome. They protect against chronic diseases. And you can see the ones that they have listed there. It supports brain health and cognitive function. It promotes healthy aging and skin. It promotes and boosts immune system, improves eye health, enhances metabolic health, protects liver and detox pathways. And then down here, it gives you a list. What are the foods that are rich in antioxidants? Berries is number one. Leafy greens like kale and spinach, nuts and seeds. Dark chocolate, not the milk chocolate that it tastes so good, but dark chocolate. Green tea and matcha. Colorful vegetables like carrots, bell peppers, beets. These are the carotenoids. Spices like turmeric, cinnamon, ginger. This also contains carotenoids. And then you've got healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, and then you've got red wine has the resveratrol in there. But that doesn't mean that you should go and consume a lot of red wine. Alcohol is still a toxin. But this is the diet. And when you look at that diet, like what is the foods that are high in antioxidants, these are what we should be eating in abundance. But most of us, in fact, I did another little search I said, what percentage of Americans are getting, what percentage of Americans think that they are eating healthy? And this blew me away. In an NPR poll from 2016, it said 75% felt like they were eating a healthy diet. In this Gallup poll from 2023, it said 71% reported eating mostly healthy. And then you come down here and it says that 21%, about 21% say their diet is very or extremely healthy. 75% rate their diet as good or mostly healthy, 75%. And then I said, what percentage of Americans are actually eating a healthy diet? And here, this was really interesting. So although 75, 80% say that they are eating, only roughly, and this is according to an Oregon State study, only 38% of US adults are eating healthy. That means that 60% are not. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the same in other developing countries. Okay, here's something that I thought was interesting. Fruits and vegetables. Fewer than 13% of adults are eating what the recommended intake of vegetables is, and about the same are eating sufficient fruit every single day. And if that's where we're getting our carotenoids, our antioxidants, we're not getting them in our bodies. In fact, I just recently returned from a trip where I was visiting a team that was out in Atlanta. While we were there, we had the S3 scanner, and we scanned multiple people. I think there were 30 people there. And one of the individuals that we scanned was a 10-year-old boy. And this boy scanned at 15,000. Now, I know that we've got some affiliates that are here on this call tonight. Is 15,000 good or bad? I want to see in the comments, is 15,000 good or bad? Okay. I want to see that in the comments. Because I scanned yesterday. I've been scanning. Rachel says, very bad. Lots to improve. You team, I love the way that you phrase that. Lots to improve. That's the positive outlook on it. Okay, so it's not a very good score. In fact, over the last 20 years, not only have we been scanning millions of people, but we've been collecting lifestyle data at the same time. There used to be a questionnaire that came through when we would scan people. And it would ask their BMI. It would ask how many fruits and vegetables they're eating every single day. It would ask if they smoke. There was a couple of different questions that were in there. Yeah, Robert, red is dead. This was a 10-year-old boy, okay? And this 10-year-old boy, his diet consisted of Kraft macaroni and cheese, chicken nuggets from Costco, quesadillas, and let's see, on top of that, those were the main ones. No fruits and vegetables. And I looked at his mom and I said, based off of the research that we have, based off of what we see in our data, over 20 million scans over the last 20 years, your son has a scan score of a man in his 60s that smokes, has a high BMI, and doesn't eat fruits and vegetables. And she was appalled. She was like, how can I let this go on? The thing that we oftentimes, the way that we look at our health and nutrition is, if there's no sickness, if we're not feeling sick, we think that we're doing great. But the truth is, if we look at these antioxidants in our skin and we measure them, we can actually see like if we are in a good spot or not. And most Americans don't know this. Most developing countries don't know this. And so they go throughout their lives eating the normal modern diet that is lacking all of those antioxidants, all of those things that we saw on that list, thinking that they're healthy, but the truth is they're not. We scanned another lady that was there that was spending hundreds of dollars on supplements from Trader Joe's. And she scanned it in the 20s. Okay? In the 20s. And she was like, I spend so much money on supplements. Why do I not have a higher score? And the truth is those supplements are not engineered to increase that scan score. So when we look at ourselves as a company, we believe that we can change the trajectory of people's health and wellness, their wellness journey throughout all developing countries across the globe. Now, the problem is people can't see it. The only way up till now that they could see it is if they had access to an S3 scanner. And I'm curious, do any of you guys know the cost of goods on an S3 scanner? I'm curious. Well, I'm going to tell you, while we were there at that group, I told them I think the cost of goods is $1,500. And the truth is, it's actually closer to $6,000 for one of those S3 scanners. And so it's hard when it costs that much money to get those out into every home. But you can imagine, over the last, I don't know, 100 years, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 60 years, one of the biggest in-home devices that we had to kind of monitor our health was to step on a scale. And when you step on the scale, if you saw your weight was coming up, you're like, I've got to make some changes. I've got to make some adjustments. But we can now, with technology, I want to show you one other thing. I recently went in and said, what are the latest health trends when it comes to this year? So this is Forbes magazine. This was in January of 2025. Said, here are the 5 wellness trends to watch in 2025. 1, red light therapy expansion. So if you've seen this red light therapy, whole body therapy, or I've seen it also for the face, for skin, which, this is really interesting. Other one, strength training for longevity. How many of you guys are lifting weights on a regular basis? If you're not, you should, because muscle mass is a number, like the amount of muscle mass that you have in your body is one of the major indicators for longevity. Okay. So muscle mass, it's not about doing a muscle competition. It's about being able to be healthy and happy. Okay. Number 3, personalized wellness through AI. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly where we are playing. And then number 4, customizable health testing. This is exactly where we are playing. The last one is focus on gut health and natural foods, which with our scanner, with the Prysm IO that's going to be coming out in North America in December, we will be able to offer personalized wellness through AI, customizable health testing, and then we will be able to, through natural foods and gut health with new biome, probiotics, as well as meta, we can help people transform their health and get on a good path for wellness. Now, I know many of you guys that if you've been around for a while, you've probably heard about the S3. You've probably been trained on carotenoids, probably been trained on antioxidants and oxidative stress, free radicals. Here's what I would tell you right now. 1, because I know this community has always been a big champion of G3. G3 is one of our scanner certified products. Everybody on here should know and be able to speak intelligently about all of the scanner certified products. So Youth, Life Pack, Nano, G3, I Formula, Collagen, oh gosh, Jungimals. I know I'm probably leaving some off, but you've got to be able to speak to that. You need to be able to tell people and talk with people about carotenoids, antioxidants, free radicals, and oxidative stress. What are the lifestyle things that increase oxidative stress? What are the things that you can do in your diet to reduce or to increase your carotenoids and reduce the oxidative stress? And you need to understand what are the supplements that you can take to help you become a superhuman, okay, to help you biohack. That's what we need to be doing right now. I need this team, this organization, to be focused on telling that story to build credibility. Now, if you're a mom, I want you to be focusing on and talking about the need for parents to be able to understand how to change their child's diet so their child of 10, 12, 13 years old is not dealing with the nutrition of a 60-year-old man with a high BMI, low vegetable and fruit intake, and a smoker. That's ridiculous. We need everybody to be talking about this and to be talking about those products so that as the scanner comes out, the new Prysm IO, you can get on it immediately. That we can flood the market. We can get these out to people so that you can be testing people within your own communities, in your own home, so that you can be showing this online. So that people will start wondering, what is my scan score? How do I stack up? Because most people right now think they are eating healthy, and they are not. They're absolutely not, which is taking them down a path that will lead to disease and frustration. Okay. So, right now, the things that you can do: one, qualify as a brand rep, be a brand rep. In December, you will be able to participate in our preview if you're a brand rep and above. Now, we are looking at 3 to 5 allocations for every brand rep coming in December. Globally, it's going to be a little bit different, but I have a different theory on this. I believe the more of these that we can get out, the more we will increase the subscriptions for our standard certified products, the more benefit that people will see, and the more we will have people building a business, promoting subscription, and sponsoring new affiliates that become passionate with this mission that we believe in. Okay? So get familiar with that. Qualify as brand rep. And even still, those of you that are bringing on new affiliates, those of you that are creating brand reps, those of you that are creating rubies from now until I want to say it's September, you guys will get the very first ones that will be coming out. We will have 300 special edition Prysm IOs that you'll be receiving, I want to say, in November. Okay? That's when the first 300 will get theirs. So watch for that. Be building your business now. And the way that I would build is I would focus on subscription. I would be focusing on helping new affiliates get started and get launched, creating LOIs, creating brand reps, and driving people to Ruby. And that's the way that you'll qualify for one of those special edition Prysm IOs. You guys, this device is different than our S3. We have the data from 20 years, 20 million scans that is driving the database and the algorithm that is allowing us to shrink this technology from $1,500, $6,000 of cost of goods down to something that fits in the palm of your hand. The price point on this will be $299. Okay. And the CV/SV right now, it's coming in at $210. So everyone can have one of these in their own home. And I believe as affiliates, when our consumers even have these in their own home, they will be referring people left and right to you to get on products to help drive up their scan score. And before you know it, your customers are going to be saying, how can I become an affiliate? You guys, that's the plan. That's the direction that we're heading. And we've got to get good at telling this story. This story, we've been the leader in carotenoids, antioxidants for the last, 20 plus years with LifePak, Nano, Youth. We've been proclaiming this from the rooftops for years. And we're one of the leading companies when it comes to antioxidants and carotenoids. And now it's time to dust that information off, dust those skills off, dust that education off. And we've got to train the teams now to start that conversation again. And start it now, focusing on those products that are going to drive. If you guys need special kits, special packs, you let me know. And we'll get those built for you. But that's the direction, okay? That's how we're aligning everyone across the globe. But more importantly, that's how we're aligning our leaders here in North America. We've had teams that have been focused on the S3 for the last 20 years, and they've steadily been growing, steadily been adding subscriptions to their business every single month. In fact, 88% of their volume comes from monthly subscriptions. Now it's time to get everybody on the same page. And by focusing on this, it makes our message clear. It makes training new affiliates very clear and easy. It's not simple, but it makes it easy. And once we do this, I believe our growth trajectory is so much bigger, so much better. So with that, you guys, that's the direction. That's where we're heading. And if this resonates with you guys, I'm telling you, join us. Get ready right now. Get prepared, because this is the message that we're going to be pounding, not just for this year, but through 2026 and for the next 5 to 10 years until we add in the next technology that will revolutionize Prysm IO. But that's it. That's where we're focused. And the world needs this more than ever before. So with that, Jane, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Buck. I have a quick question. When Prison IO launch, will it be launched in both the US and Canada market at the same time?
Yeah, we believe it will be. I don't believe that there's any restrictions on the registration in Canada. I'll have to just double check that. But right now, we're planning on having it launched in the US and Canada at the same time.
Awesome. And another question, when the Prison IO launch in September or and make it more available in November, will the app be ready as well?
Yes, the app will be ready. In fact, I've seen yesterday I scanned myself on the Prism IO,
Mhm.
uh, and my score came in. You guys have got a little bit of work to do. Yuting, not as much as that 10-year-old did, but I'm at 40,000. So it'll truncate these new ones. So it'll say 400, okay, or 150, or that's how it'll truncate it. But I saw a working model of the app, and I will actually have a working model of the app here in the next couple of weeks. So we will have that ready by December for sure.
Oh,
Yep.
that's very exciting. Thank you so much for sharing. And then I'm going to open to the audience. If you guys have any question, either type it in the chat or like I will allow you to unmute yourself and then just unmute yourself and ask about the questions.
I see someone while you guys are building up the courage to ask me questions. John asked, what does it measure and at antioxidant level? So it's measuring carotenoids. Okay, but here's the interesting thing. There are 5 sources of light. It's actually measuring 6 different things. It's measuring the absence of light. It's measuring 6 different colors of light. So if you look at the S3 was a very specific band of light that we knew carotenoids would reflect. And this is going to have that green light, but it also has 4 other light colors that will be pulling in a lot more information that we have some guesses of what it will be able to measure, but putting this into artificial intelligence and machine learning, after we get a bunch of these new scans coming in, we'll be able to see some new incredible things that the scanner will be able to pick up. And so you'll see updates coming through on a semi-regular basis that shows what are some of the new things that it is showing. Let's see. Jen asks, will more products be Prism certified? What kind of product? Yes, it's a good question. So there's a couple of things, a couple of areas that they're focused on. One, they actually have a tongue. I don't know how to put it. It's a little strip that you can put on your tongue that absorbs sublingually, and that they're playing with something like that where you could get antioxidants directly into the tongue. Another one is products for kids. So we've heard feedback that jungles aren't the best. I've never tried the jungles, but I know a lot of teams, a lot of people give G3 to their kids, which is great. But we're going to come out with more products for kids that are more in the food category, but are fortified with carotenoids and antioxidants to help fortify kids and make sure that they are growing as best as they possibly can. So Rachel says, update on app or device, please. Yeah, I got 2 devices today. Our Team Elite Platinums across the globe on the Team Elite trip, they received a device for home user testing. The app, they haven't received access to the app yet. And Team Elites, I believe, here within the next couple of weeks, those that were qualified for Greece will also be receiving a home user test. And then the app will be coming shortly. I don't know the timeline on the app specifically, but it'll be coming soon. So we're excited. We see the potential of it, and just trying it is such an incredible experience. John asked, "Will sleep products certified?" No, they do contain saffron, which but saffron, I don't believe saffron is a carotenoid. I may be wrong on that, but the um, one of the Mind 360 products is actually scanner certified, and I want to say it's Focus. Um, Alice, if you're still on, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Focus is scanner certified. Jen, you asked a question: Is the new M Start or M Smart, is that scanner certified? Actually, yes, it is. We added carotenoids to M Smart so that it would be scanner certified. But it's a double whammy because if we have diets that are high in sugar and high in carbohydrates, those have a detrimental impact. That type of diet has a detrimental impact on our scanner score through increasing our oxidative stress. So if you guys were able to join today the training where Shelly Hester talked about um, high glucose spikes and insulin and what that does to oxidative stress. She went through the whole thing. So if you are able to bring the sugar spikes down and the hormone response to that down, that reduces the oxidative stress. And if you're increasing your carotenoid score, you're going to see your score elevate beyond that. I hope that makes sense. Mindful. Okay, thank you, Shali. It's Mindful is certified. So it is the Mindful product. Perfect.
But I have a quick question for
Yeah.
is it similar to what we know as like Vera? Is it like a wellness version of a Vera, right? It have all the product information and then like how to use the product and then link it to the scanner score. Is it
Yes.
the app will work?
Yes, and then it'll recommend products too. In fact, when you have a guest that uses the scanner, it'll send them a communication and say, "Here's your scan score."
Mhm.
It'll record that in the system and say, "Based off of your scan score, here's some products that you should get on with subscription, and here's a discount to get started today," something like that. And so that they can come back in 90 days and get scanned again to see if it's improving. We guarantee that it's going to improve their scan score.
Okay, and then all the score information will link it to their subscription account to make sure
Yes.
that they can get the money back guarantee.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Look forward to that. It's so
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Jane, I don't see any more questions coming in.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time and then for all the insightful sharing about the
Yeah.
present and then what is coming next and then will fit be back? Okay, John was asking will fit be back?
I don't anticipate Fit will be back. Part of the problem is that just here in North America, we didn't have enough sales of Fit to maintain it, and that's part of the reason that we brought in M Start or M Smart. I'm sorry, M Smart. We brought in M Smart as a replacement for Fit. I know they're not exactly the same, but we want to have the scanner certified products, but we also want to have this family of products that help reduce oxidative stress. So when you think of the oxidative stress, Reishi Max is a great oxidative stress reducer because it increases your immune system. Okay. Another one is sleep. If you're able to sleep deeper and longer, that's going to reduce that oxidative stress. We are coming out with a colostrum product. So we've had AIE 10. We're actually taking that technology and ramping that up, and we'll have a colostrum product, a flavorless colostrum product that will be launching later this year. Okay, and then M Start is also an oxidative stress product that will reduce the oxidative stress because it takes the edge off of those glucose spikes. So we'll have a family of products that there's the scanner certified products that are proven to increase your scan score, but we'll also have these oxidative stress products that will reduce your oxidative stress simply by using them. So,
Thank you. And then a quick question. Will M Smart be introduced to Canada market?
um, usually Canada takes about 6 to 12 months to get it in there. It will eventually be in Canada, but I need to see if when they started that registration process to see if it's going to come shortly or if we still have 6 months left. So I've got to double check on that, Jane.
I see. All right. Thank you so much for your time
Yeah.
and then for your exciting sharing. And then again, let's give a huge thanks to Buck for his time and for his sharing. Thank you so much.
Now, Jane, here's the thing. When I have the PowerPoint built, so the team is working on this right now. When it's built, I would ask that you let me come back and we do the PowerPoint. Okay.
We will. And we
Okay.
look forward to your PowerPoint sharing. Thank you
Okay.
so much, and you have a great evening. Thank
You
you.
too. Thank you guys. Thanks, everyone.